What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to your video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for the 2024 USA Today 301. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This weekend, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to the Magic Mile, also known as New Hampshire Motor Speedway, a very technical racetrack that's very difficult to pass, but generally has some pretty exciting and fun racing to go around it as well. The last time we ran at New Hampshire Motor Speedway saw Truex Jr. pick up his third and final victory of the 2023 season. He'll be looking to pick up his first win of 2024 this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So for the weather for this weekend, currently at the moment, is not looking promising. It's going to be 81 degrees to high with 67 degrees low with a 70% chance of rain. And it doesn't get much better after that, as Monday is an 80% chance of rain as well. We may not be racing until Tuesday. Hopefully the weather can clear up so we can be racing on Sunday afternoon. If not, we may not be racing until Tuesday afternoon. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks work on the channel. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who will not run well. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who need a good run who I think will have a good run this weekend under fun equipment as well. And I do my winner's pick, the driver who thinks is going to win the race overall. And I do the drivers need to watch out for, and usually for the Cup Series, except on special occasions, I usually do 5 drivers need to watch out for. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the USA Today 301? My first suck pick for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 8 car for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has been struggling over the course of the last 4 or 5 weeks, and while the last couple weeks have really not been his fault, generally so far this year, this A team has really struggled, and the short track speed and the shorter oval speed this year has really not been there. And the last couple times they've been here for Kyle Busch, he's either crashed out or finished near the back of the pack. I think Kyle Busch is sadly going to struggle this weekend, unfortunately. I think he finishes outside the top 20, continues the downward spiral he's been having, unfortunately. He's got the media questions about his future. I think he will not run well with all that pressure going on currently at the moment. My second suck pick for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Alex Bowman. Alex Bowman has never been really great at New Hampshire in his NASCAR Cup career. I don't think he even has a top 10 here, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't trust the 48 team. I know they've got 10 top 10s. They've been really solid this year, but they're not going out there competing for wins and victories. They need to start looking for those, and I just don't see that happening for Alex Bowman. I think he sadly is going to struggle in the 48 car. I don't expect much speed from him. I think he finishes outside the top 10 or top 15 this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for this weekend at New Hampshire. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver 23 car for 2311 Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace, the last 2 races we've ran here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, he has finished 3rd in 2022 and 8th last year. And he has DraftKings as a sponsor. Every time he's had DraftKings on the car, he's been up front competing for wins, or he's been at least in the top 10 in every single one of those races. I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a turnaround race after some bad luck, though he's been running okay. I think Bubba Wallace will have at least a top 10 or top 5 run this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway in that number 23 car. My second underdog pick for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 4 car for Stewart-Haas Racing, Josh Berry. Josh Berry and that 4 team are really starting to click. Outside of a really bad race that unfortunately happened at Gateway, they've been really clicking. Ran very well at Iowa, finishing in the top 10. They had a chance to win in Darlington, finished 3rd. They had good speed in North Wilkesboro, though they didn't make the main event. I think Josh Berry is going to have another solid performance, and this is kind of like a type of track that Josh Berry generally performs very, very well at. So I think Josh Berry is going to have a very solid and good performance, and I think he'll have a good chance and opportunity to get another top 10 this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on to the winner's pick for the 2024 USA Today 301. Who is my winner's pick? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend at New Hampshire is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. I think Christopher Bell is going to sweep the weekend by not only winning the NASCAR Xfinity race, but I think he's going to win the Cup race as well. Christopher Bell has been extremely strong at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and he's been really good on the flatter oval tracks especially. Phoenix went out and won that. Gateway was on the verge of winning, had a car that was fast by, and really no one could challenge him outside of Ryan Blaney before he had an engine issue near the end of the race. I don't think he has an engine issue this time. I think Keselowski is going to get his third win of the 2024 season. I'm going to go with Keselowski to pick up win number 3 of 2024 this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And now we're going ahead and jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver to watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire is a driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has been very strong throughout 2024. While there's been some inconsistencies from this 5 team, a lot of the inconsistencies are not his fault. And he's been solid in New Hampshire in the past. I know he's never won at this track, but he's had some pretty good runs. And I think Kyle Larson is going to be the fastest Hendrick car more than likely this weekend at New Hampshire. I expect him to be a major threat and contender for the win. I think Kyle Larson will at least get a top 5 or at least contend for the win this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The second driver to watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire is a driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's been really solid so far in 2024 to the point where Chase Elliott, I think, now almost has double-digit top 10s, and he's coming off finishing 3rd last week at Iowa. And he has the best average finish of anybody in the field with a finish no worse than 19th this season. I think Chase Elliott's going to have a really strong performance. I think Chase will at least get a top 5 and will continue to lead the regular season standings more than likely after this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The third driver to watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 6 car for RFK Racing, Brad Keselowski. This 6 team is really starting to heat up. After winning at Darlington, Brad Keselowski's finished in the top 15 every race since then. And I think Brad Keselowski is going to have another strong performance this weekend. He's been pretty good in New Hampshire, has won there a couple times with Team Penske back in 2014. Also, I think won there in 2018 or 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I think Brad Keselowski is going to be, or 2020, I should say. I think Brad Keselowski is going to be a big threat and contender to get it done. I think he's got a good chance and opportunity to win this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 19 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Martin Truex Jr. I think Martin Truex Jr. is going to have a bounce-back week. He's been really good at New Hampshire historically. Won last time we were here, and that 19 car probably should have won this race in 2022 as well. I think he's going to dominate the race. Not dominate, but I think he's going to lead a few laps for sure. I think that Martin Truex Jr. is going to have a very strong chance and a really great opportunity to pick up his first win of 2024 this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And the fifth final driver I think you should watch out for this weekend at New Hampshire is the driver of the 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports, William Byron. William Byron is starting to really get back into his normal form. Had a fantastic run at Iowa, finishing in 2nd, and did have a great run in the Coca-Cola 600 very recently. I think William Byron is going to have another solid performance. I know their mile program for the 24 team's not been great, but I think they have a good run. I think he's going to at least get a top 10 for sure. I think he will probably also more than likely get a top 5. I think he has a strong and really great performance this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 USA Today 301. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman. My underdog picks are Bubba Wallace, Josh Berry. My winner's pick is Christopher Bell. And the ones to watch out for are Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., and William Byron. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2024 USA Today 301. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links go below that, and comment your thoughts below and your picks below for this weekend at New Hampshire. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know your drivers you're watching now for this weekend at New Hampshire. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to be taking a look at the paint schemes for this weekend at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Then tomorrow, we're going to have a NASCAR news video or something like that, discussing news over the course of the week. And we're also going to have some other videos dropping tomorrow as well. Saturday, we're going to have the Xfinity Series race review if the race ends up happening. And Sunday, same thing. If we have the races and stuff and we got cars on track, we will be covering that here on the channel. Got a ton of great content dropping on the channel over the course of the next couple weeks that I cannot wait for you guys to check out as we get really closer to the playoffs. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.